Hola, bienvenidos a otro capítulo del programa Radio Gunk sobre el Howard Stone, el Perico Grande. Ahora con sus éxitos, solamente aquí en Radio Gunk.
Claro. Greetings, everyone. As Xavier just said, it was a horrible, horrible week of shows, and we decided to do a show in spite of ourselves tonight
Sí.
because there was almost nothing to talk about, but somehow I managed to find a couple of clips so that we can make this truly what it was meant to always be, just kind of like an hour recap of what went on today. Ooh, there's a mosquito in here, you bastard. So hi everyone. Tiger Lily's here for the PlayStation. Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened with that. So Dave and Diego had put up a thing on our site. And those of you who do not join us there, it's radiogunk.com/forums. And he put up a thing there saying that PlayStation or that Sony was doing a thing where if you put yourself on their list, there's a possibility that you could be in queue for PlayStation when they come in. So I just did it for no good reason, shits and giggles. And sure enough, I get an email saying, hey, you've been selected to come onto the site and get a PlayStation. So I did. And for no good reason whatsoever, I'll probably wind up giving it to Xavier, to be honest with you.
Tiger Lily.
For no good reason, I got a PlayStation. I'll have to play with it first, though. And so I was out yesterday, and UPS comes by, and you have to sign for it. And I wasn't there, and I was like, shit. So the little X was marked that said, we'll come and try and deliver it tomorrow. So, and I had a couple of things to do at like noon, and so I signed the back of it, and I put a big note saying, please ring the Ring doorbell so I know you were here and that the box is here. So then I go home. They still haven't arrived. I take the stuff off the door, and I'm waiting for them all day long. So 4:00 comes, and I'm going to put the stuff back up because I was going to run to the store. And I'm like, let me just call and find out what's going on with it. But I clicked on the thing for Sony, and it's like, it's waiting for you at the UPS.
Was a call center in the U.S.?
Call center, exactly.
Hello, my name is Rick. Yes, how may I
Please
assist
do
you?
help me. Please do help me with this.
I have your PlayStation.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Will you be signing over a dowry for me?
Exactly. So I had to, and I looked at the thing, and they closed at 5:00, and it was 4:05 at this moment. Oh. And with traffic, it would have taken me like a good 40 minutes to get there.
It is.
So I jump in the car, I zoom over there, and there's this woman behind the counter. She's like my age. She's like, oh, Sony, what's in the box? And I was like,
the last Walkman.
I was like, PlayStation 5. She's like, oh. She's like, I'm going to wait until, the new VR thing. She's like my age. I'm going to wait until the new, older. Well, actually, Florida my age, which means like, that she looks like she's like 65.
She's like Kylie Irving.
She's like, I'm gonna wait until the new VR things come out before I get a PlayStation 5. She's like, but that's super cool. She's like, and by the way, you should never sign for the back of the UPS sticker. Oh. Just let it come back here. She's like, don't ever, leave something like this at the door. So, sure enough, I look on the sticker. It says Sony PlayStation on it, which is so stupid. But yeah, it's sitting right here along with my Transformer. Two things in boxes that I've yet to open. So,
Autobots.
Sadly, Xavier lied to you, and there is no PlayStation.
No, there's a real disclaimer. Come on. It was a little clickbaity, but
to the public, and selfishly we are keeping it. What?
I'm just reading the comments. Jason watches porn in VR.
It's in the train tracks in LA. Yeah, what's up with that? That's like insanity to me. I'm not understanding what's going on there.
It literally looks like a scene from Escape to New York from back in the 80s with Kurt Russell. It totally looks just like that.
See, RadioGunk, I said the same thing. I had a sign for my delivery too. Had to chase them since I was on vacation for Christmas. Yeah, totally. And like the UPS guy knows me. I mean, God knows I get enough deliveries. And I'm like, dude, how do you, how do you not, know to like ask my next door neighbor or something,
Thank you, Shane.
But I get it. I get it. I get it. Thank you, Shane. I hope this donation puts me in the drawing for the sale and he has giveaway.
Like I told you, like one time I was in Miami and I had to ship a flat screen to San Diego, and so
Why?
I went to FedEx, and it was a gift. So I got a flat screen.
Yeah.
And it came, I got, it's in the original box. It says, Samsung on it, and so I'm like, I'm gonna mail it to myself, so by the time I get home, there'll be attempted delivery and then they'll just hold it for me.
Right.
And I said, signature required. This is FedEx. They literally left it in the driveway, this box by itself for like a day or two with, it says Samsung on, it had all the description was in it. It's like, so you're lucky because FedEx would have just literally hawked it into your pool.
They're totally trying to do something new nowadays. Like I know that there's a box that you can tick on Amazon. Maybe it's Wayfair. I don't know where it was.
When you take the picture?
But there's a tick box that says, just so that you know, this comes in its original packaging.
Oh, yeah. So
they will let you know that.
Thanks,
Sin. When he gets a PlayStation, I get a stick vacuum.
Thank you. You get 2 lap dances. No, yeah.
You know what? I'm all about the toys, and I have no good reason to do it. I just like to acquire things. Like
we have bait if we want Wendy the retard now. Hey, can I get a PlayStation, Mo?
Yeah, exactly. She's just here for the PlayStation.
I need a PlayStation.
She doesn't really talk like that.
I know, but I'm really bad at voices and impersonation, so I just do the same thing.
I love your puppets. Are we getting a puppet show tonight? Okay, I don't know how to do puppets, so the reason that Slappy and Beetlejuice exist here is because I went down a rabbit hole of ventriloquist dolls. For some bizarre reason, I decided I wanted to start collecting them. And I was looking for Pee-wee and Cherry, who happened to be very expensive, but some guy on Craigslist promised that he would hold it for me for $50, and I've not heard from him in a couple of days.
He died.
He told me him and his whole family had COVID, and he was sorry. And so I was waiting on Pee-wee and Cherry, but while I was waiting on them, I got really anxious about Pee-wee, and I decided, screw Pee-wee. I don't need Pee-wee and Cherry. And instead, I saw Beetlejuice for sale. And the girl texted me after I pulled the trigger on it on eBay. She's like, he's really not in that good of shape. He's a little bit dirty, and
it's interesting.
He's got some markings on him and stuff like that. So I just want you to know before you buy him that he's not perfect. And I did get him for he goes for like a stupid amount of money online, in box and whatever. It's like $175, and I got him for what I got him for $50 or something like that. And but I realized when I got him that he that his head is supposed to actually turn when you click it, but it doesn't.
Oh, even possess myself. Whoa.
Exactly. So he's a little broke, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna do a little doll restoration on him. I'm gonna wash his hair.
I'm Batman.
And I'm gonna wash his hair, and I'm gonna although his hair does look fabulous, doesn't it?
It looks awesome. Don't fuck it up.
I know, but he has a little pen mark on here, so I have to do that with the that Mr. Clean sponge or something.
You can just take all that plastic right off.
And he's a little bit dirty, but I don't really care, and he doesn't really talk.
Bring the kids, plenty of tarantulas for them to play with.
I mean, there's people that can restore him for me, but I don't care enough.
Nah.
I just like the way he looks.
I think he looks cool like that.
And then Slappy is just really creepy.
He's actually blinked 3 times since we've been on.
Don't even tell me that. There we go. Don't even tell me that. But in reality, actually, Slappy, if it was dark in here, apparently his eyes glow in the dark. And because I'm really OCD about stupid shit like that, a couple of people online said his eyes don't really glow. So I actually bought this specialized, just an ounce, specialized
That UV stuff?
works the best glow-in-the-dark
Yeah.
paint so that I could redo his eyes like in super glow-in-the-dark.
But by the way, guys, if you see any links on here, that is not us. Don't click on anything.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, because you seen like a Russian like bot just posted a link.
Oh
I've
my
seen
God,
2
I'm so
links.
excited we have Russian bots
Just
now.
so you guys know, we never ever put any links in the chat ever.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think everybody's kind of hip to that.
Yeah. Still, goes without saying.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's start our show. And absolutely nothing happened today. So I did pull a couple of things that were just for our Canadian listeners, because I really wanted to know what the story was in Canada with Howard and whether or not it's as he posed it. But what we're going to start with first is how beautiful Robin looks these days, and how Howard was complimenting her on her beauty, and her basically saying that it's her way of channeling her art, not too dissimilar to the way Howard channels his art.
What?
Yeah, okay. So I know you haven't listened to any of these clips, so I love when something's like new and new for Wednesday for you. So okay, so here we are with Robin's makeup artistry. Hang on a second.
Are you doing something different with your makeup? I like the smooth look you have. Your lipstick is luscious and moist.
I went with a brighter color today.
Yeah, and you did it yesterday too, and I meant to compliment you on your look. Oh. What is going on with you? Are you experimenting over there?
Well, I play around with stuff all the time. I'm always
This is perfect.
learning a new technique.
I vote yes. And
I vote yes.
Keep this look.
It's hard to duplicate over and over again. I think about you sometimes when I'm doing it, because it's my painting.
You. Right. Well,
these are the few art things that I can do. I can make up my face.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right. It is artistry that, when you do makeup, when women do makeup on their face, or Sal, there's a artistry to it. You have to blend, and it's very much like painting. And I'm looking at you yesterday and today, and I'm seeing a consistency in the makeup. So this is a new look that you've not only developed, but you've gotten to a point where you can replicate it.
It's also like we talk about when I'm talking to you about painting or writing, the tool makes a difference.
Are you?
Okay.
Are they kidding?
No, of course they're not kidding.
She literally has the same makeup chops as Divine in Pink Flamingos. Are you kidding me?
All right, so if you want to see what Robin looked like today, hold on. I'm going to do a new share screen. Give me one second.
Everybody
here.
swallow your drinks before we do this. Safety first.
All right, I'm not going to play the clip, but just so that you can see, I pulled it from them. So here you go.
Yeah. It's like fucking Rosemary's Baby makeup.
All right, hold on.
Don't insult Divine.
There you go.
Look at that face. Ooh.
Luscious, delicious, just perfection. Just perfect. I'm glad she went away from the fusilli, though. I must confess.
It just reminds me of Home Alone when he goes, Buzz, your girlfriend, woof.
I think the Reacher says that, actually. Woof. 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 Yes, this is Robin's new, brighter, luminescent palette.
I'm going to say something nice.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
She, for 80, she kind of has the same thing going on as William Shatner does at 90. When you look at him, you go, well, he doesn't look like a dilapidated, disheveled, decrepit crypt keeper. He doesn't look like Ben. So okay, he looks good for 90. So I guess she looks good for 80, right?
Well, black don't crack. So I'm going to say that she's probably learning some new makeup tricks. She probably looks at herself while she's on video. And, she could have done this years ago, not for nothing. But
Listen.
Yeah.
Black don't crack, but all corpses bloat.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to stop sharing that screen so I can go back to
Please do.
my other one. But just so you guys could see what was going on with our fair maiden Robin.
There goes any chance of me getting a boner this week.
Oh, yeah, because that's what you were relying on.
It is exactly it.
Because that's what you were hanging all your hopes on.
Pretty much.
Okay, so I want to get into a little bit about Canada. Yes, you're right. She's absolutely got filters going on. And so just so you know, your Monique today came downstairs with absolutely no makeup on whatsoever.
Dang.
I know, I'm looking like shit. I have nothing on. Nothing. So I didn't even put on lipstick today. But, it's just you guys. So what do I care?
Yeah.
But I did do my nails today, so there's that. Okay, so we're gonna get into Canada a little bit, and there's two or three clips about it, and it's talking about his time in Canada, and I'm hoping that you guys can kind of give us the heads up on what actually happened. Where's Canada G? Where is he? And where's Gina Bobina?
He usually
I need
comes
our
in
Canadians.
like about 15 minutes into the show.
Yeah, I need my
17 minutes into the
Canadians
show.
to do this segment, and I was hoping that
Someone can convert the metric system for us?
yes, this is what I was thinking. All right, so let's listen to it, and
We
then
only have 25 millimeters left in the show.
I don't think that's a metric system that is used. Actually,
It is, but I was just being a dick.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You being a dick? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All 16 centimeters.
All right, here we go. This is I'm Canadian in Florida. Okay, so yeah, I'm glad we have some Canadians here. So listen to what he has. There's 3 clips about this, and we can talk about it on the other end of clip number 1 here. Okay,
Canada, America's
Love it.
hot.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Jesse.
you so much.
All the way in Canada, as you know, any true fan knows, when years ago in the 90s, I was hired by several Canadian radio stations to brighten the day of Canadian drivers as they went to work. Didn't end well. We went to number 1 in a day in Montreal, other places in Canada in a day. They have a rating system, within the day who is number 1. How did we know we were number 1 in a day?
Wait. Okay, so just listen to this, and Canadians, let me know if this makes sense to you. Okay, hang on.
Interesting what they do there. They have a radar gun, much like what the police use, and they can fire it at the cars and find out what you're listening to in your car radio. And how this happened is unbelievable. It's probably the greatest story in my broadcast career. Within the first day, we were number 1 in Canada in these various markets. I went, damn, we're good. Who goes to number 1 in a day? I mean, in other words, it's like those all the other Canadian content, people abandoned in droves.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, you don't have to be Canadian to know that's a bunch of horse shit. That
know,
is
can that possibly
literally
be
Riley
true?
Martin logic right there.
But
Listen here. There's only so many pork chops one can eat in a day.
here's the thing. Even if it
Thank
was
you, Michael.
remotely true.
No.
No. No. Thank you, Michael. Loving the mustache. That's like something I would put on Reacher. It's awesome.
He's a moustache
Yeah,
aficionado.
the moustache. Moustache.
That's such a bunch of bullshit. Dude. There's Canada.
Even if it was true, okay? Even if they did have a radar gun that could listen into your car to hear what was going on.
No.
Gee, Canada, I'm so glad you're here. So is that even true? Could that possibly be true?
Bro.
Seriously.
You
Here,
know what
Ms.
a radar gun
Beaverhausen
is,
said,
right?
I've never heard of the radar gun, and I was the only one amongst my friends who listened to Howard. Was that in Canada, Miss Beaverhausen? This is what I need to know. And even if it was true, right?
No, it's not.
But
Let's
even
stop.
if okay,
Let's
okay,
stop.
just work
No.
with me. No, just work with me for a second. Even
Okay.
if it was true, don't you think in day 1 of him being on the air, a lot of people would tune in just to hear what this was all about, what all the hoopla was about? Like,
Okay.
wouldn't that be the only reason
First of all.
that on day 1 he would be number 1?
Okay, do you know what a radar is, right? It's just you use a magnetron to
Yes, they pulled me over several times. So yes, I'm very aware of what radar is.
It's a radio frequency that gets emitted by a magnetometer, and once it bounces off of something, it hits back, and they can deduce the speed of something based on the Doppler effect. So that's what a radar gun. It has nothing to do. He's saying that somehow they can magically beam a radio frequency at a car and deduce what actual radio station that person is.
Well, you see what Kevin says? He's also talking about the 90s tech. So how could that possibly be?
No. I just explained it to you. Sorry. Absolutely, there's no fucking way that is based on any sort of reality.
Okay, that's what I thought. But he continues on. So let me play you some more.
Dude, he's also on the throes of dementia.
Wait, hold on. I love you. Oh, wait, hold on. Lives Kill said, tuned in and became a fan. Luckily, I live by the border, so could catch the U.S. broadcast as well as the Montreal one. And then goes on to say they often dumped out of the feed in Montreal due to content. Oh, so they would do like a 7-second delay and then just dump anything they thought was inappropriate for him to say. Oh, it's true, Mo, the famous Canadian Mountie radio gun? That's Dudley not true, Brian.
Dudley Do-Right was making sure that Howard was on point.
Wait, hold on, Gary. What is he saying? Remember when Howard said on the air he had the internet in the early 90s before most of America? Yeah, sure he did.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
No,
I'm sure.
He didn't.
I'm sure that's correct.
Dude, that's such a bunch of horse shit. It's not even. It literally is like Riley Martin saying that
you know what? I need to see this article, and I can't get it from here. So, if you can send that to RadioGunk. RadioGunk@gmail.com, or you can do it, Xavier. If you can do it, and then you can share screen, that would be awesome.
Silly apple.
Okay, so let's continue on. Oh my God! Hey, Rubber Biscuit, where the hell have you been? Now looky here, with your $5.
There's only so many pork chops one can eat. Okay, here. So I'll share my screen.
Brian said the closest thing I've heard is people would walk around with devices that could tell what you're listening to.
Yeah, it's called ears. Are we kidding? Dude.
Did you do share screen?
I'm going to do it right now. Sorry, I was dumbfounded by what was going on here.
The radar gun patrol wear tart tinfoil hats and sit on the side of the road in freezing temperatures just to get Howard Stern's ratings. Yeah, exactly. They were doing it for him. But wait, there's so much more. There's more to it, so I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Okay. All right, while you're trying to share your screen, which I know is takes you some time.
Okay, done.
You got it?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Well, let me just do clip number 2, and then we'll go back to it. Okay? Here we go.
Well, of course, the Canadian government clamped down. And they had me off the air within a week.
Yeah, number 1, and then gone.
They could not live with the idea that American content had taken over local Canadian radio. It was considered a threat and a danger to the national pride. It was so offensive to them that an American came in and conquered Canada in one day. Can you imagine?
There rules about how many Canadian artists you have to play on the radio before you can play an American artist?
That's what they tied it into.
How does one tie in a guy who only talks with how many? All right, let me just finish the clip.
Canadians have such a second city mentality that they literally had to tell radio stations, you must play Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, people who were born in Canada.
Yeah, so yes, I would like to go back and talk about what he's talking about. I remember Bubba describing something like that gun to Howard at Sirius. Howard was skeptical.
Yeah.
Says Sunflower Dragon.
Yeah, he's like fucking, he's half retarded and like what's it?
Yes, Sin. We all need to throw money at Mo and Xavier as if they were featured strippers. Woo!
On the center floor, we got Lexus on the center floor.
All right, let me
2 for 1 table dances. 2 for 1 table dances.
To the stream. Shock Jock debuts in Canada with insults on French Quebecers. Doesn't that word look weird? Like it should say the FU word, Quebecers.
Quebecers.
Can you blow that up a little bit and scroll it down a little?
Let's see.
Is that possible? I'll put the whole thing on the air. Here we go. The Quebec government is looking into whether Howard Stern's first radio broadcast in Canada, in which the shock jock called the French Quebecers some derogatory names, violated any laws. Okay, perfect. Too much. Within minutes of going on air Tuesday, Stern, who revels in a reputation for provocation. Okay, stop doing anything.
No, you said it was too much, so I went back. Sorry.
Okay. Profanity began railing against efforts by the province's French-speaking majority to promote their language over English. Montreal's francophones are complete pussies who think that somehow speaking French is like the most important thing in the world, Stern said. All people in Montreal should speak English. Some Montrealers said Stern's diatribes should be shrugged off. If you take Howard Stern seriously, you have a problem, Richard Martineau, editor of the French-language alternative newspaper Voix, told the Canadian Broadcasting Corp. But Quebec's Justice Minister Serge Menard described Stern's comments as garbage and said he should be prosecuted. An investigation has been launched into whether Stern violated any of the province's laws against hate-mongering. If after looking at the details we figure there's an infraction of the criminal code, it's obvious there will be prosecutions, he said. Stern began his broadcast by... Wait, too much. Too much. Stern began his broadcast by telling his millions of listeners that he was pleased his New York-based show is being picked up by radio stations in Toronto and Montreal. But later in the show, and again during a news conference, he referred to the French Quebecers as peckerwoods and scumbags. Nice. Anyone who speaks French is a scumbag. It turns you into a coward, Stern said. Stern Show made its debut on Toronto's Q107, Montreal's Chum FM. Toronto's Canada's largest city has few francophones, but 65% of Montreal radio audience is French-speaking. Ian McClellan, Chum's program director, tried to play down the controversy over Stern's comments. I think that what he's doing is very entertaining morning broadcast, and I think that he managed to push a few buttons. Stern said he was aware of the controversy involving his entree into Canadian radio market. There are a lot of people who don't want me there in Canada because they say that Canada should be pure Canadian, which is a load of crap. What's the difference? People are people. Why shouldn't Canada have this program? Anything else?
Let's see.
That's it.
Ooh, you may like.
That's it.
Bodwin. No. That's look. Ooh la la.
Remove. Okay, so let me button this up with the. Hold on, let me get there. Let me button this up with the final comments on Canada. So hang on one second.
So basically, they got Rowan McHugh being a prick. It had nothing to do with fucking ratings.
Yeah, but you know what? It's such classic Howard to not read the room and to not understand that he shouldn't. He didn't care, actually.
Well, he had something similar to that here in San Diego when he came on to 91X in San Diego, and he did the Selena bit with the Fred gunfire in the background. And what Howard didn't know is that 91X, like a lot of the FM stations here in San Diego and Southern California, their broadcasting tower are in Mexico, in Tijuana, just because geographically they're on a hill, on a mountain. So it reaches a bigger blowtorch. And so, like, the Mexican government heard that, and they go, you know what? Pendejo. And they're like, we're just going to literally just cut the feed. And so Howard did that famous apology about the Selena murder the next day. They told him, you're about to lose a shit ton of money. Because they're literally going to cut the feed to that station.
You know, when you think of it, at best, and wasn't it Tim Sabian who told us that at best, at his peak, he was on maybe 60 stations?
Yeah.
Wasn't it something like that?
Something like that. It wasn't a whole lot.
It was never a whole lot. And it always makes you feel like it was, you know, the whole world. I mean, I thought everybody in America listened to Howard. I had no idea it was so segmented.
Boop. Yeah.
I really had no idea. Okay, final word on Quebec or Canada. Hang on a second, let me play it.
You have to have a certain amount of Canadian content. Well, when this ugly American came in to Canada and conquered in a day, they were reeling, and so the government made up that I was disgusting, and they came up with a bunch of things about me that I was not fit to be on Canadian radio. And they threw.
Yeah, of course they did. So we just read an article which clearly told us that you called them all scumbags and that they should all speak English and that they were basically pieces of shit.
Hey, listen. Does Howard have the right to say whatever he wants? Pretty much he does. I agree with him on that. But for him to now like repaint that entire scenario with I was number one, that's why they kicked me off, it's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, did you see what G. Canada just said? He was on in Toronto for over 2 years. It's when he went to talk and dumped the music. That was the reason.
Okay. So they have like little rules they need to adhere. But he needs to fucking...
Somebody actually donated to us in Canadian dollars just right now and said Stuttering John doesn't pay
Thank you.
Support. Okay.
I can quit my paper route.
I feel like that's old news, Mike.
Mr. Whisker sounds odd. Sorry, Rupert.
I'm not necessarily sure he's ever come on to defend himself, but I was thinking of having him on one day in the near future so that he can
Stuttering John?
Address a lot of the issues people
Melendez?
have with him. Let me see what this one says. His show was all talk at that point anyway. There was no music. It was only the odds in between the shows and news in between the show that they ran. All right, so it wasn't even worth it. Tiger Lily might.
It's a nothing burger. It's just he wants to sound like, he always wants to sound like he was like bigger than what he really was.
Yes, that's exactly right. All right, so we're going to move on from that. And we are going to go into our next little bit. Oh, okay. So, of course, Howard was in the news again today because of his new comments on COVID. And I know we're all tired of them. And it's all kind of really weird stuff. Thank you, Pablo. It's all kind of weird stuff that he's just doing word vomit. How did Bon Jovial hear about Stern Down Under? It's a very good question, Pablo. I think he has told us in the past. I don't know where he is. He's usually in here monitoring our sound, but he's not here right now. Oh, I think he's a little mad at me. He's mad at me. He's mad at me because he went into where I store the clips, and he said that they were too loud, so he was going to redo them so that they were at a good sound volume. And
damn it.
I said, I was having problems playing the MP3s, but when I had them as MP4s, they were perfect.
Dude,
but I can't go to my desk right now because I'm finally watching the season 3 finale of Killing Eve. So once I'm done, I'll go downstairs. I probably just have to restart the computer. So I didn't write back to him after he asked if I wanted him to put them back into MP4, and then he wanted to do all the work of putting them back as MP4s. And I was like, oh, it's okay. It's all working now, so not a problem. And I think he got a little upset with me. So I'm sorry about that. I am, truly. But yeah, let's listen to a little bit of this.
Marianne from Brisbane.
I don't even know where in Australia he lives. I mean, that's a gigantic country. I have no idea. None of it matters.
Melbourne?
Marion from Melbourne, from Brisbane,
Melbourne, right?
It doesn't even matter.
Brisbane would be like really like north of that.
Yeah, I don't.
On the East Coast.
I don't have I don't have any kind of direction for Australia. RadioGunk, how's Dennis after his dentist appointment? Still healing okay? Yeah, he was fine 2 weeks ago. We were just screwing with Bon Jovial for saying that nobody asked whether or not he was okay after his
what cold fucking bastards we are.
We are. But you know what? I don't care.
Queensland is north. He wouldn't be in Queensland.
No, he would not be in Queensland. I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay, my screen all of a sudden got really weirdly big on me. So
the dummy blinked again.
Stop it. Stop saying that. You're not making me happy with that. It's the reason I got rid of my first Stop it. Xavier, stop it. Be nice. Stop it. He's perfectly fine. He's not doing anything. Just leave him be. Leave him be. Don't say a word. Okay, we're going to go to COVID. I want you guys to listen to this clip. And, yeah, you know what? And we never really bring up the COVID thing on here. And as a general rule, we choose not to. But I thought that this one was kind of important to talk about simply because I knew that when the caller called in, which I think, Dennis loves the conspiracy theory of the setup call, but I do think in this case that it was definitely a setup call.
You seen Lou who I can lick my balls?
If you get John back on the show, make sure he's watching the chat. I will give lots of money just to troll him. Be nice. Yes, of course, do that.
Bastards.
Thank you, Diane.
Woo, make it rain. Make it rain on them house. Make it rain on them house.
Okay, so listen to this. Tell me this is not a setup call so that he could talk about COVID, because that's all he wanted to do. He wanted to get this.
He's so thirsty. You know what? And he does it right before his weekend starts.
Of course.
It's like that. It's like you might notice a pattern that right before he signs off on Wednesday, he'll do a COVID.
Yes. Well, listen to this tirade and listen to the call and then listen to the tirade. It was really kind of insane. All right, here we
Yes, go ahead, Chris.
Wanted to provide some insight into COVID. Totally support what you're saying. I'm actually a COVID-19 coordinator in Virginia, so I actually set up and run the testing event and the vaccination event.
Good.
People have just become, like you're talking about, especially the unvaccinated, they show up at my testing event wanting to see if...
What's an event? How is that an event? Doesn't everywhere have like sites that you go to get tested?
Depends. I mean,
Are they events?
No, they're no longer. I mean, now you just call your insurance provider, health insurance provider, and say,
"Can't you just do a drive-through in CVS and they shove the thing up your nose?" I mean, isn't that the way it works now?
Here, you just call. Yeah, it's all drive-through. You just stay in your car the whole time. Chick comes up with you and they shove a stick in your nose.
Okay, but listen to the tirade because it's really ridiculous.
Okay,
they're positive and they're so selfish and so rude. And like, I'll run events for 3 hours and they have 3 hours to show up and they wait till like 1 minute before closing time to show up and get tested. And I have to have the specimens back at the lab within 30 minutes to get, processed and keep them on ice. And people just don't understand that, and they're just so rude. Obviously,
They're
I'll
animals.
take your feedback on that.
Those aren't people. That's your problem. Those people who don't get vaccinated, they're like farm animals.
What does this have to do with people not getting
They're not
vaccinated?
interested in society.
Nothing.
They're not interested in keeping anyone safe. They're not interested in you. They're interested in their selfish fucking bullshit. They're all worried. We're all taking the vaccine. Nothing happened. It's time to fucking get it. They're selfish pricks. And Chris, there's no dealing with them. They shouldn't even give them tests.
Yeah, why do they
vaccinated.
care
That's productive.
if they've got it? They said they wanted to get it. They didn't take a vaccine.
You're such an idiot, Howard. Okay, first off,
he's trolling, man.
thank you, Ida. Sorry, I wasn't on our screen.
I
didn't
think they're
see.
like 20 hours ago.
I wasn't here. I was on the other screen watching the tape roll. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I beg forgiveness.
Roll 'em.
Okay, so the only reason he took this phone call is so the guy could say anything about COVID. Okay, so clearly the guy works at a place with a test, right? I was supposed to go to New York on January 14th and hang out with my friends and go do some stuff. Every one of them has COVID. Every single one. I think most of them are over it now, but everyone had COVID. And they're all vaxxed and even triple vaxxed. So it's not people that are unvaxxed that are going to get tested, you moron.
Listen,
it's pretty much anybody who thinks that, they have a flu or they have a cold or God forbid they have COVID.
This is nothing new. Remember when the Tipper Gore, Dee Snider hearings were going on? That's when he jumped all over the censorship and whatnot. He's a gravy trainer. Right now he notices that every time he mentions COVID, whatever, he gets a freaking mention on TMZ. And right. So he's gonna do this from now until this shit ends. He's gonna my opinion on COVID. Who gives a, you know what? It's all about credibility, man. He's a fucking DJ who's in a fucking closet in a basement.
We're not supposed to curse.
Oh, sorry. Who cares? Who cares what he has to think about anything? You know, people. Call a doctor. Don't listen to Howard.
Ringo Bell wants to know, do we know exactly what kind of nurse his daughter is and where she works? Okay. No, I do not know. I do know that she went to 5 colleges in 5 years and finally wound up at her father's alma mater. I'm sure he gave them a very nice, hefty donation to get her in. And after she graduated, she was on the 5-year plan. And after she graduated, then she went on to nursing school. And I'm not sure even what kind of nurse she is. I don't even know the differences in nurses, to be honest with you. I don't know enough about the medical profession to have any kind of discussion about this. Gary, however, may know the answer to your question, Gary Puppet. So if you're still around.
No.
I mean, you don't have to give us pictures or anything, but if you're around.
Bell. You can ring my bell.
Yeah, Howard totally thinks you don't get it if you're vaccinated, and he doesn't realize that.
Dude,
yes, she did go to 5 colleges. Yes, she did. She jumped around.
Yeah, we live in a knee-jerk reaction media news cycle, and he knows that. Oh, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get a mention.
Yeah. So it gets even worse. So hang on a second. Let me go to the next clip. Okay. And again, just let me know if you think this is a set-up phone call, because it's just so crazy to me that this person would call about one thing, which means nothing. I mean, the fact that he sets up places where people can go and get tested. Yeah, okay, so they have an appointment and then they come late? This is what you're complaining to Howard about? Like, I don't understand. And how do people have appointments these days with these kind of events if most people have to just stay in their cars and it's free and you just wait? And I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. All right, here we go. Hang on. Let me get there.
Glenn Beck yesterday. I didn't take the vaccine, but my doctor is treating this vigorously with a horse dewormer. And I'm like, well, why do you trust that doctor and not the other doctor? None of it makes sense. They're all nuts. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. This country's gone mad. We're bowing to the whims of the fringe. They got to get out of the country or let them die. Don't put them in hospitals anymore. They had their chance. Stay home with your COVID and fucking rot. You don't get the vaccine, then you're out of society. It's like Bobo. I want out of the whack pack. I'm scared to be in the whack pack. I'm going to die. Yeah, all right, Bobo. You're out. That's it.
Maybe we should start offering them some of Riley Martin's symbols to get on the mothership.
Okay, Chris, what can I do for you quickly? Because I got things I need to do on this show.
Yeah, no, you
don't. All right, and by the way, take away their health insurance, too. They won't get vaccinated. No more going to hospitals and no more health insurance. What do they need it for? Let them sit there and do that voodoo that they do at home. Let them get.
Yes, see how long that doctor will treat them when they can't get paid.
Yeah, that's it. Be done with it.
Just one last thing, Howard. I've been married to my wife for 7 years. I love rimming her, but I cannot get her to have anal sex, and she has the nicest, thickest ass. It's driving me nuts seeing her in tight pants around the house working virtually on non-event days. How in the hell can I get her to have anal sex?
This is his question. This is why he really called. And I bet you they said to him, mention COVID thing. Like, how do you go from COVID to I rim my wife, but she doesn't want to have anal? Right? How disgusting is that?
Yeah.
Totally fake, right, guys? Totally fake.
Well, the fact that you mentioned Riley Martin, 100%, that's a fake call, man.
Oh, yeah. I didn't play the beginning of it, but he started out
It's okay.
Talking about how he hired 2 people from Riley Martin's show, like a Cardassian and a something else, and it was just stupid. I don't even know what kind of shit.
Listen here, motherfucker.
You have to stop cursing.
Sorry.
I thought you're the one who never curses on this show, and I gave you such props for that the other day.
You know what? I'm sorry. This
You're not
whole.
Sorry.
I am sorry. Stern
sorry.
is just drives me bonkers, man. It's like.
Wait, it gets better because then, of course, this is his entree into talking about anal for a solid hour, maybe even more. After the no, I didn't just fart. I'm moving around in my chair, you asshole. God, I knew somebody was going to say that. You're a jerk. Yeah. So, hold on. I want to read what Melvin is saying. Where's David? I'm really upset that he's not here with us tonight. When Anthony from ONA called Mancow, the screeners made him say, "Love you, love the show," as the first sentence out of his mouth. Wow. Okay. That's how it works. It's surprising that from all of our people that listen to us and who are on the forum, that nobody ever tries to call in, really, onto his show.
Oh, you can try if you want. There's that phone's been disconnected.
There's David. He always has something pro to say. The Riley Martin reference felt almost like the commercial for the Time Life Howard Stern collection. Best of Riley Martin. Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's...
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, come on. If you get Stuttering John on and surprise him with bringing on Elisa, I will super chat. Yeah, I don't need the money. I certainly don't want her. They can have their own scuffle. I can't even imagine that I care enough about those two and their thing. He's told me stories about him and Alyssa and what happened with that whole thing, and I wouldn't repeat them, and I don't care to. But she's also asked me to be on her show, and I thought about having her on our show, but she runs a weird show, and I wouldn't even know what to ask her, and anything she's had to say about Howard is long past. I will super chat $500 for most panties. I would actually think about that.
You're going to have to do that, Bo.
I think that can be arranged. Oh, I'm kidding. Don't even think about it for another second. I'm really...
You can ask what's her face if she recommends the white wine with the duck.
Okay, so let's go on to the whole reason Howard wanted that mentioned, and let's hear about Howard's anal experience. And don't worry, guys, I promise you, we only have 4 more clips. So it's all horrible. It's all horrible, but you needed to hear it because you do.
Have you ever done it with a woman?
No, sir.
Okay. I have. It's not so great, number one. The couple of times I had I could tell you I could feel duty in there.
Okay.
I don't know if I was imagining it or not, but I felt something
you don't
coming
even
around.
know where the duty would be, but you thought you were.
I felt something poking back at me. And yes, I came and everything. Couple of women, I couldn't even get my dick in there. Couple women, I got my dick in.
Couple women.
Yeah.
He got his dick into. Couple woman, he couldn't.
By women, he means dudes.
And then he said, yeah, and I came and everything, meaning he did it once. But then think about the way he says things. It's so weird to me. The way he poses his fictitious stories.
They were all models, Robin.
I mean, I'm probably reading too much into it, but still, hang on, let me finish it.
There. And you know what? The vagina is so much better equipped to satisfy your penis. I can really honestly tell you, anal is not that great.
Fred noted. Fred is in the building.
Yeah, Fred for his 2 drops of the day. So yeah, he felt like there was poopy in there, and I don't believe him at all. I don't believe that the man that okay, all right. Here's the thing about Howard. So the man who wears a condom with his wife of 17 years, the man who wears a condom with his wife
20 years at this point.
Okay, whatever it is. I can't do
they've
math.
been together for at least 20 years. Since what,
but
98?
Don't you think that if he was trying to go up the poop chute, he'd be wearing a condom, and also that he would have, I don't know, maybe tried to kind of...
He can't even get his lies straight.
Get things a little, slickery back there so that it was easy enough to do. I don't believe a word of what he just said.
Nothing.
He thinks that, as it is, he thinks vagina is icky. So I can't even imagine him trying
stuff he watched on YouPorn for
That's exactly right.
life.
That's exactly right.
I got mud in my helmet, Robin.
Right. He still does condoms with a postmenopausal woman, and he keeps them locked up in a safe.
As well as he should.
He admitted to locking them up in a safe.
Kevlar condoms.
Exactly. It's disgusting. He can't. Yeah. He can't. Yeah. No. You could seriously. You could. No. Beth does not poop. Silly. I don't understand what you don't know about that.
That's a great AV to be putting on during this conversation.
What?
The AV, the last AV you put on for dropping lows as you're talking.
Dropping. I know. How funny is that?
Is apropos.
To spice things up, Ralph Lemon had one once and he didn't like it. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Yeah, Beth is, what is she? She's going to be 50. She's probably in a phase called perimenopausal.
July 16th, right?
It's kind of all, she's going to be 50 in July. We'll have to do a special Beth show.
Yes.
We'll make sure that Bon Jovial is on that. I can't believe he's upset with me. I'm sorry, Bon. Sorry that you did all that work on your special brand new Mac that it probably took you all 5 minutes to do, but okay. All right. I'm going to go to our next one. And
yes, Gary, we probably will do the squares.
The what?
Super Bowl squares.
Oh, my God. Yes, we have to do that.
We always do Super Bowl squares for a PS5.
Yes, of course we will. Gary actually does that. Gary Puppet is in charge of that.
For a PS5?
So if he's still here, just kind of ask him. And if... didn't we do it like with money last time?
We've done it with, I don't even know what we've done.
Oh, no. We absolutely did. And we gave out Amazon gift cards.
Yes, we do.
People donated to the pot and we were able to do some really, really nice gifts for people. Yes. Somebody, I think, won two. Somebody, I think, won second quarter and also third quarter or something like that last year, right?
It was one of those guys that hates us that reluctantly posts on our site.
Exactly.
He totally hates our guts and I got free stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
right. You're welcome, douche.
Okay, so then after that, and again, I don't even know how many times I have to preface this by saying that the show started at 7 and he was done by 10:15.
With commercial.
With commercials, yes. And so then he's starting to get a little bit jealous, almost spiteful about Bob Saget. And I feel like he feels that people loved Bob and he doesn't understand why. Like he just doesn't get a nice guy. He doesn't understand a nice guy and he doesn't understand why people would be so upset at his passing. So apparently another comedian named Nikki Glazer wrote a song. She actually has a really nice voice, and she wrote a song about Bob. And he got really upset about the fact that she wrote a song for him and started lamenting about how people need to write something for him when he dies. So let me get to this.
We're so beloved. Now, I was not in on this, but I am shocked. Nikki Glazer's been on our show many, many times. She's a young comic. She's hysterical. She's funny as hell. I'm a big fan of Nikki's, and she's doing quite well for herself. She put out a song for Bob Saget.
Oh.
And the guy said to me, did you hear Nikki Glazer's song for Bob Saget? I said, what? Like, you mean a funny song? She goes, no, a real tearjerker.
Wow.
I said, what? I said, Nikki Glazer this guy, I knew Bob.
He was great. He was a great guy.
Very nice man, but I didn't know he was, I think he's like Jesus now.
No, I think you belittle him by saying he's a nice man. He was great. He was immense. He was an incredible human being.
Who knew this? You didn't. I would have had him on the show more. I had him only on 10 times. I might have had him on 25 times.
Can you imagine?
What a douche.
Such a douche.
Does Howard know that when he does die, it'll be like up on TMZ like around 9 a.m. and then by 3 o'clock it'll already be at the bottom and no one's going to care? And
no, you know what? We can't diminish Howard Stern in the hierarchy
it'll
of
ever
radio.
be mentioned again will be when the coroner report comes out and say that he had a perforated colon from a horse cock.
The funny thing is, the only thing I can think of.
That'll be it.
The only thing I can think of with Bob Saget is it would be absolutely horrendous if it came out that there was like a dead whore in the bed next to him, and he'd been like
David
shooting
Cassidy
up.
And Michael Hutchins. One of those deals.
Exactly. He was like strangled with a belt.
Strangled with a boner in his hand.
That would be horrible, but I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
Well,
but it would
go,
be,
right?
it would be bad. Remember the other day we were talking about
David
Tom Petty?
Carradine, right?
What?
David Carradine, wasn't he the guy from Kill Bill and Karate or Kung Fu? He was the one that was found in lingerie, hanging from a closet with his dick in his hand.
Yes, but wasn't Michael Hutchins as well?
Michael Hutchins, same way. New sensation, no sensation.
Right, it was total sexual gratification, which was kind of disgusting. All right, so here he is talking about Nikki Glaser. There's a little bit of Nikki Glaser's song in here, so we'll listen to a little of that as well.
Anyone. Well, I'm sorry to ask so much of strangers, and I'm sorry to ask so much of a ghost. The king of fatherhood, I don't even know. Listen, and if you write a song about me, make it very explicit. No guessing.
Understandable.
Yeah, make it like
King
Howard was a
Nelson
great guy. Howard is the most handsome. Howard was the our savior on earth. It's that kind of lyric.
Dude.
Yeah, don't make us try to figure out
Jesus.
what you're saying.
Okay, wait. So what's on the screen now is the 1,000% correct from Sunflower Jargon. Howard is jealous, but when he dies, only his career will be mentioned.
Absolutely.
You are 1,000% correct. There will be no talk about, how he saved this person and how he was so helpful to this one. I mean, even Ralph, the most miserable old lady in the country, actually cried because Bob helped his sister who had some sort of disease, what I can't remember anymore, and nobody ever knew about it. It was just something that Bob helped him out with. So he was just that guy, and Howard can't wrap his arms around somebody being nice. Like, he just doesn't understand that type of beneficence and giving of yourself so that others can be happy. And it's a terrible, terrible trait. It really is. It's just a terrible trait of his. And I don't think anybody could have said it better than Sunflower Dragon just did. It is only his career that will be mentioned. I'm going to actually make a note of that because you're so right.
Wouldn't it be something if Beth was out of town when Howard passes away and she comes back to a half-eaten corpse by all the cats that just devoured him? Apparently, it only takes 15 hours before your pets disassociate you if you're lying there dead and they start eating you.
I have a great gift for that. Hold on.
And then the other mention will be that Beth Stern goes to a hospital after injuring herself from doing backflips after he dies.
Hold on, I have to get this because now that
I can do more.
This is
Can you imagine she comes back and Yoda cat is all bloated from eating half of his nose? How amazing that would be.
Hold on, this is so.
And then
so
Consuela snaps a picture, Chris Farley style. Oh, you're not going to pay me. I'm going to send this to TMZ. That'd be awesome. I can't wait.
This is precisely what it will look like in the house. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen. Give me a second. Stop that.
You know what TMZ stands for?
No.
30 Mile Zone.
There's Bella. Oh, you don't see it, right? Oh, I forgot. I forgot that I have to actually share it now.
The puppet blinked again. It scared me. Oh. That's exactly what it's going to look like.
Except there's not nearly that much meat on Howard. This is what Beth will come home to.
It's going to be like a cat got a hold of some trapper beef jerky.
That is precisely what they will come home to. Precisely.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Okay, so let me just
how
finish
quick
off.
after Howard dies before Beth returns all those cats to the prop department?
Oh my God, immediately, if not sooner.
They're like, out.
Out and
Gato fuera. Gato fuera. Ale, Ale. So true.
So true.
Absolutely.
I need you to do the Consuela voice a little bit more Consuela-y.
No.
All right. So here, no. So here, no. So here
Superman
is
not here.
no. So here
I have
is
no
Nikki
money.
Glaser doing a little bit of her song, and oh, here, David said, John Mayer and Jeff Ross went to LAX to get Bob's car. Marianne and the cryogenic head of high pitch poetry.
Oh, please.
No. Here's what you don't understand, David, is that high pitch will outlive us all. Okay? Every time somebody dies, it's like, we always come back to, and yet high pitch still lives. Somehow, high pitch is what is called in the medical community a gomer. And that is what that's what doctors will call people that just never go away. It's called get out of my emergency room, because they're just people that they just exist. They can get hit by cars, they could fall down on the friggin' train tracks, anything can happen to them, but yet they still somehow and miraculously survive to come back another day.
Yep.
And that's what high pitch is.
Do you think Howard has one of those medical bracelets that says, "Do not take a picture of my penis when I die"?
Oh my God, that's probably written into his contract. I absolutely think that something like that is written into his death blows. All right, so here's Nikki singing a little bit of her song, and Howard's still being jealous.
His tallywhacker.
Crowds then for ourselves.
You know what the sad thing is I listen to this. Only Bob Saget would appreciate this song, and now he's dead. She should have sung to him when he was
didn't get
alive.
to hear it either.
No. By the way, if anyone's thinking of writing songs about me, do it now. What are you waiting for? If I was Bob Saget, I'd be
There was
pissed.
somebody who threw their own funeral so they could hear what people.
Yes,
would
that's true. Nikki, if
about
you're
them.
listening, if you feel that way about me, I need you to write a song about me before I die.
The hubris of thinking that a Nikki Glaser gives a rat's ass about him enough to write anything about him. Seriously, the absolute gall of thinking that you're special enough to anybody other than. See, here's the weird thing about it. Who other than his employees is he important to?
0.0.
And who other than his friends, aka other employees, is he important to?
0.0.
0.0. That is exactly right. There is nobody, I don't think, that would be as flowing and happy about Howard.
How many days would you give North Shore Animal League to throw that gigantic picture of him into the trash after he dies? Oh, he's dead. Ooh, hawk.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
That goes on eBay the next day.
Totally.
Buy it now, $19.99.
All right, there is something I wanted to share with you guys. Hold on. let me
Yeah,
see if
Kimmel
I can
cries for
find-
everything, though, dude.
Huh?
Pele is like, the only one who will cry is Kimmel. Well, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
of course he will. But remember, he cried over tigers, the country, the president, various and sundry sycophants of his. So yeah, he's a bit of a crybaby. He'll dedicate a whole show to him. Letterman might come out and say a few words. I doubt highly that ABC is going to do an all-star tribute to Howard Stern. I mean, he's,
Within 5 minutes, Kimmel will block Beth's number after he hears, spam, sent to spam.
Exactly.
Block.
Oh, God, it's her
Scam
again.
likely.
Fuck, what do we do? Just block it. Just block her.
Lock it.
So even though John is not
can we
with us
have,
tonight, he
Tony Cox speak at Howard's funeral, and Jennifer Aniston, and
yeah, exactly.
that's what she's going to be doing.
Yeah, Courtney, hi, it's Beth. Listen, I was wondering if your boyfriend from Postal Service or whatever friggin' the band he's with. Can he sing a song at Howard's funeral?
That's
I think that would
right.
be really special. If you guys could do that for us. No, who's the one who's like friends with them? Some
David
other...
Grohl, the only one that he's still
No. It's somebody so much worse, like a Michael Bublé or.
Oh God.
Who's the person that does all those stupid songs?
Be more specific.
Who's that person who did a song and he was like giving all of the proceeds of it to Beth's furry ripoff? No, not Train, not Pat Monahan. It's some guy. He's kind of like John Mayer. He's kind of like that kind of guy.
Yeah. Okay.
But I can't remember. In any case, so John was supposed to be with us. Well, he wasn't supposed to be with us tonight because I was trying to do a show that went within the confines of an hour. And I knew that if it was the four of us, there was no way the show was going to be an hour.
Who do you think his pallbearers would be? It would be funny if it was like they literally got the whack packers to do that.
It'd be like Jason, Gary.
It'll be Corey Feldman and like whack packers.
Corey wouldn't even be able to get his shoulder up to it.
Desperate enough to still trying to get some sort of pub from him.
The coffin would be about 5 feet from the ground.
Exactly. You're just dragging him. Howard, these are things you have to think about in the next 10 years. Who's going to be your pallbearers?
Just put him on a hand truck and just wheel him right to the fucking thing.
Exactly.
He'll wind up getting cremated anyway. So, Beth could put him right next to that giant pot she has of Bianca.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
she'll
right.
put him right there.
Oh my God. Remember that ridiculous picture of her and like, this is me and Bianca. And it's basically some Folgers and crystals.
Bianca, no, seriously, the pot was.
Yeah, I know. It's white and blue, and it was all gaudy, like some Russian motif.
I have to find that picture.
Yeah,
Hold on.
and it's like supposed to be like, remember, like everything so contrived with her. Shirtless. Yep, exactly.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Here we are. 1 second, my friends, so that you may appreciate this with us.
Coffee listening to the port side.
Oh, it's not here. This isn't it.
Everything with her is about her.
Yes. All right, hang on.
It's
I'm just going to show
thirsty,
it to you.
wanting a compliment.
So thirsty. Hang on. Here we go. Share screen. Here it is. Do you see it? That's Bianca's ashes. Okay, you would think that Bianca was Andre the Giant with the size of those ashes that she has Bianca in.
What a douche. What a complete douchebag she is.
Well, look at that. That's one of the many chimneys in Chimneyville.
And look at that facial expression. Pure mourning, I tell you. She is bereaved.
Yeah, here, look as proof. Hang on a second.
Oh
I have to go to it. Hang on. Look.
Look at that.
Look at that Photoshop picture. Look at that picture compared to the other one. Jesus. Wow.
Like there's no pores.
Pores
no
much?
facial features. I mean, the cover of Duran Duran's Rio had more freaking.
Wait, is there a little dog on the top of that?
It is a pussy.
Is there a dog on the top of that pot?
Look at ashes. Bianca's ashes behind me. That is so heartfelt.
Look. There's a little dog on that original $250,000 Oriental vase that's sitting there.
with the ridiculous flower on it in her hair.
Oh, so precious. She's just so precious. Can you even imagine that this is where they put Bianca's ashes?
Oh, they didn't.
Oh my God, 1,000%. That's what they did with them. 1,000%. They probably got them in the little stupid cardboard box and, in a plastic bag, as they do with ashes. And yeah. And then they probably just dumped it in there.
They just cut her head off and shoved it in there. So horrible. Horrible.
Just pushed it down.
It's an ashtray in a Chinese restaurant. You guys.
Okay.
Pittsburgh strong, exactly.
Okay, so finally, so John sent me some clips today. It's so funny. I'm not necessarily sure he knew what show we were doing, but he sent me a bunch of clips from the birthday bash, and I was like, John, dude, why do I have 14 birthday bash clips? Like, it's a Today Tonight show. And he's like, oh, because we were talking the other week about the birthday show and that we didn't have enough clips for it, so I thought we could use them. But the weird thing about the clips is that they're all everybody that was at, so many people that were at the birthday bash wound up being Me Too'd. Harvey Weinstein, Matt Lauer, Louis C.K., just a bunch of them. So he has a bunch of video.
He got Joey Food's ashes
About that. So we're gonna do like a Howard Stern Me Too'd kind of thing at some point in the very, very near future. But since he is not here with me and he sent me this nice little bon mot, I decided I would share it with you guys because apparently Amanda Peet got involved with Beth Stern's Stupid Gram this week and decided to Bianca was a small It's so true. It's so true. You ever see, it's so classic in Manhattan to see these incredibly anorexic women and their kids are like just the fattest chub balls you have ever seen in your life because what they do is they overcompensate for the fact that they can't eat and then they just like shove food down their kid's gullet until it turns 16 and then of course gets its tits done, its nose done, and she puts them onto like a diet and weight exercise thing. But that's exactly what was happening with Bianca. I love that, just so you know. What's the $5 word of the night, Canada G? Or G Canada?
What's the $5 word?
I don't know. He usually repeats himself in both Twitter and Twitch and YouTube, which I always find amusing. As if he doesn't think I read you in one of them. You're so silly. All right. So apparently Amanda Peet got involved with Beth. And I wanted to share with you. Now, I didn't read this because I just thought we could read it together. Uh-oh. All right, hang on a second. Let me make this. Yeah, it's okay just like this. Okay, hang on. So I don't know if any of you noticed, but today Gary Puppet had put, he follows Beth, and and she had made a post on Stupid Gram about how this is the 6th day in a row that she is the only person that has eaten Howard's cake. So, okay. Yes, bon mot. Bon mot. A witty remark or comment, clever saying, witticism. Thank you, Melvin. Thank you. All right, here we go. Ready? So, here she is. Sixth day of me.
Dude, what's going on with the Botox on her face?
Me, the only one eating my husband's birthday cake. So Amanda Peet comes in and says, LMFAO, that's so hilarious. An anorexic Ames model, bulimic beard pretending to eat cake for her closeted cuckold queen of a homo husband. Dang. So Sara. See, you can always tell the difference between Sara and John. I remember on the set of Whipped, the sounds of you throwing up in the bar's ladies' room as I stole Brian Velton Holt from you, like I was Winona Ryder at Barney's. By the way, do you think Winona and your felon father have matching ankle bracelets? And did Wigward ask your dad to pre-distress or bedazzle his house arrest ankle bracelet? I also remember, oh my God, where's the rest of it? Oh, Johnny, don't tell me I don't have both pieces.
That's pretty devastating now.
Oh, hold on.
That's like 2 torpedoes to the starboard hull.
Holy crap. Hold on a second, guys. Let me see if I have the rest of it that I could drag in here.
That is not her good side, by the way.
No. Here. I also remember you told the WHIP producers you were an English major. Then we were forced to give you an earpiece for 3 lines because you couldn't get through Sharpie written cue cards. Not mention cutting 90% of your scenes because we haven't seen acting that bad since Howard on the Larry Sanders Show.
Dang.
Brutal.
Oof.
Oof.
Scorch earth right there.
Holy shit. That is scorched earth. Yeah.
Dude,
They
her
are
Botox
deliciously
is lumpy.
brutal. Huh?
Her Botox is lumpy.
She does look a little lumpy, doesn't she?
She totally looks lumpy.
I don't know. You know what? She's, blondes don't age well. I hate to say it, but it's true.
She's aging like jerky.
She really is. Well, you know what? Here's the thing with people that are kind of anorexic. Their hair starts to dry out really, really bad because they're not getting enough vitamins and nutrients. Mm-hmm. So that's why it looks so shitty and dry. It's actually sad. I don't even think she realizes it. She'd much rather have she'd much rather have that compliment, that comment as a compliment.
She has the clip-ins. You see her hair always it's kind of like Dorothy and Wizard of Oz, where her hair just keeps going like long, short, medium, long, short, medium. So she just uses the clips.
Yeah, but for what reason? It's not like
to give her volume. I don't know.
You're very into this women's aesthetic thing. I mean, God knows, I know you've been around enough of them to realize
I'm an
that
observer of life.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, if she could get the ones that are sewn in. If she has any.
What do you mean easy on that water? It isn't going anywhere. This is all I have left. And I'm thirsty because, talking for an hour or two straight.
Beth.
What?
Not as thirsty as Beth. No.
And I'm not going to get up and go get any and leave Xavier here by himself talking to you guys.
Listen.
All right. So that's it. Today
People
is
start
Wednesday.
taking money back.
You can't take it back.
Do you have the receipt?
Yeah. So, how has Amanda Peet not been blocked by Gary Puppet yet? I don't know. Is she? I know nothing about.
Thank you,
this.
Tiger Lily.
Why? What'd she say?
She's agreed with me. La
About
Tigre
what?
de Liliana.
X is exactly right. She uses pieces because it's thinning from menopause and starvation. She wants model hair. Well, she wants hair like what it looked like in that Bianca picture.
She don't have the good hair.
She ain't have the good hair.
She
That's
ain't
exactly right.
She didn't get her hair did.
She does not have the good hair.
Observer of life.
Senior Whiskers.
Señor Whiskers, la bamba, concions.
Two Master, are you Spanish by any chance? I always thought that maybe you were.
Español.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's it for us for tonight. Yes, I think we are gone until Monday unless John wants to do the Me
John,
Too show, which I'd be happy to do sometime over the weekend. But we have 4 really good football games coming up. So
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Los
so
playoffs de fútbol americano.
Exactly. So I'm not exactly sure this is the right week to do more.
Yeah.
Right?
You got the point.
I got the point.
This is like the last hoorah for weekend full of football, because the next week it'll just be, a couple games.
After what show? Dropping loads? Do an after show. Do an after show after what? After football? Football's not over on the East Coast until late. No. You know why? Because these kind of shows take preparation. Oh, Mr. Judy Tenuta, I know you've been a gigantic pain in my ass about the Eric the Midget show, and Johnny is absolutely working on that. So hopefully it's a lot. This is like a 3-parter. There is so much Eric the Midget, and he is such a slow talker that it's hard to get through a lot of it because it's so slow. So it is a little bit tough to do. Giving me Buso's flashbacks from the Dominican Xavier.
What were you doing in Dominican Republic, man?
just living large, I guess, at one of those all-inclusives.
You know what? Los prostitutas son más baratos.
What do you mean, where's the KC show? Good question. Where has KC been? He went through like 3 weeks and me and him just texting every single day. And,
that's right.
Hey,
girl,
and then,
you up?
I will check on him. Eric the Midget. I want a 5-parter. You know what to do. Yeah. Okay. Eric the Midget show should just focus on his fake girlfriend, Kendra. That was the apex of his time on the show. Yeah, David, I'm not sure if you're aware of the fact that I hated Eric the Midget. I hated everything about him. I never listened to him while he was on air. And the only time I did listen to him when he was on air is when he was on the radio while I was in the shower and I couldn't get to the radio fast enough to change the channel. So I hated him that much.
For as much as he added to the show, after a while, it was brutal listening to him because he would just ramble on.
It's literally like now with Ronnie. Like, I have no interest in what Ronnie has to say about anything.
Small doses.
Small doses. But he keeps everybody on for like an hour, hour and a half, every segment.
It's lazy radio. That's all it is.
Totally lazy man radio. What, Melvin? I also remember you told the whipped producers you were an English major. Then we were forced to give you an earpiece for 3 lines because you couldn't get through Sharpie written cue cards. All right, Melvin, what are we talking about? That was
Sarah's masterpiece.
Yes, not to mention 90% of your scenes. Yeah. Well, that's that's what we have. Tiger Lily, have your back, Mo. Can't stand the guy and always click. Oh, see, this is why I love Tiger Lily, Xavier. Tiger Lily, you're one of the few
Liliana
people.
del Tigro.
We always talk about like normalcy, and you're at the top of our list. I'm not sure that that's saying much, but yeah, you are. Already telling Eric to go fuck himself made me cry laughing. Yeah, I know. There's a lot here. There's a
kind of word, homie.
What?
Drinking, prostitutes, and blow. What else is there to?
There's pretty much nothing else. This is how I see myself spending life in my senior citizen home. Yes, Eric the Midget, filler. Absolutely. And you can't prove me wrong. So, yeah, I think you're kind of normal too. Yes, Radio Gaga. Yes, but you know what? You're not as prominently displayed as Tiger Lily is. She's Tiger Lily comes in the morning, throws a couple of like one-liners around, leaves and goes and does whatever job thing that she does, and then comes home and comes back on for a little while, and then that's it for her. So yes, I consider you normal for as much as I know you, but I don't know you that well yet. Don't tell Cookie I hate Eric the Midget. No, Cookie doesn't care. She's in Vegas at the Tiki Lounge right now. All right, so I think that is it for us. Yes, Javier. Yes.
Sí. Gracias por estando con horas nosotros en Radio Gunk, los éxitos de Howard Gunk.
Oh shoot! I forgot that Bon Jovial made me exit. Oh man! Hold on, I'm gonna find it. You sit there with the peoples so that I can get my. I think I have an outro.
You know what? You keep your dollar, motherfucker.
Who are we talking to?
You guys like another $1 for me.
Guys, stay with me 1 second because I have an outro. I don't know where the outro is. It doesn't matter what the outro is. It really doesn't.
It doesn't. Anyway, thank you for joining us.
So yeah, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and ring the dingy bell. The dingy bell. The whole reason the dingy bell exists, doesn't even matter if you subscribe. The dingy bell will tell you, hey, Radio Gunk is going live right now. And that will go to the email that you have associated with your YouTube account. And same thing for Twitch. If you subscribe on Twitch, Twitch is, we'll say Radio Gunk is live right now. So that's the way this works. And that's all I have to say on that. And yeah.